Yeah. People keep saying some crazy things about Resident Evil 4. They're saying like that they're cutting Krauser from the game. I hear that's just a rumor. When I first saw the videos for Resident Evil 4, I made my own video on it. And I said, I really, like, this looks awesome. If they decide to cut the island out at the end of the game, I said I'd be perfectly fine with that because I hate the fucking island. I love Resident Evil 4 all the way up until the island. As soon as you get to the island, I can't. It's just goofy. It's like Rambo. You got exploding arrows and stuff. And so I said that, and then next thing I know, like, people are talking about like how the island is actually cut from the game. And it turns out it's not true, of course. Like they're not cutting it from the game, but I just thought it was funny that, you know, I was talking like it would be funny if they did cut it from the game because the island's the dumbest part about it. But people are saying the island's been cut from the game. They're saying that Krauser has been cut from the game. Now, I really don't want them to cut Krauser. I think he's a bit cliche and a bit of a generic character. But I think he's really important to the storyline. And I absolutely don't think he should be removed, but I honestly don't give two flying fucks about that island. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. That I hate the island. They have exploding arrows and Gatling guns. They're on speedboats. They have shock batons. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's not Resident. That's where Resident Evil starts to branch off into like the sort of territory that Resident Evil 6 is in, and it's just so goddamn ridiculous. Like, I like the original 1996 PSX Resident Evil, where it's all about scary shit, you know, in a big creepy mansion, zombies, hunters, a big nasty fucking tyrant at the end. It wasn't until like Resident Evil 3 where it started to get like a little weird with like the action stuff, and Code Veronica is where it completely went off the rails and got just super fucking weird with its storyline, its gameplay mechanics, the enemies, Steve Burnside. I hated Steve. No one likes Steve. But Code Veronica did have an interesting story, as weird as it was. It's not my favorite, but the story was weird. You had like this weird brother-sister sort of incestuous like Norman Bates thing going on, and something about like ant colonies being infected with the virus. It was weird. It was weird, and I liked that. But as soon as 5 rolled out, the game just got more and more ridiculous until it surmounted to Resident Evil 6, and Resident Evil 6 was I don't know a single person who actually enjoyed Resident Evil 6. I don't know a single person who enjoyed Resident Evil 6. Everyone loved 4. People were like, yeah, 5 is pretty good. I just thought the ending of 5 was ridiculous when they killed Wesker with like they both it's like dual bazookas or something like that. They both shoot rockets at him at the same time. So come on, like that's the stuff that gets me about Resident Evil. I loved it when it was just survival horror. But like when it's like Leon doing these Matrix kung fu kicks and stuff, like I'm like, come on, man, this is not what I grew up with. But you got like the next generation of Resident Evil fans who are like much younger than me, and they're like, but I love it for its goofy Dragon Ball Z sort of flying around and kicking each other sort of thing. That's what Resident Evil is known for. No, that's what your generation of fans knows. My generations of fans grew up in 1996 with the original Resident Evil, when it was about just scaring your fucking pants off. It wasn't about these kung fu kicks and these Dragon Ball Z fucking aesthetics. It was about killing zombies, surviving, salvaging ammo, and blowing up a mansion at the end of the game. Always blowing up some sort of facility at the end of the game. It wasn't until Resident Evil 4 was the game changer that really applied all that weird shit. I will give it that. It was the game changer that applied all the weird action-oriented shit. As much as I love that one, the island at the end of the game is the first sign of Resident Evil taking and making that dramatic shift into the absurd. That's the first sign, is Resident Evil 4 at the island. That is the first stage of Capcom taking that to just absurd levels. Where am I going? I couldn't help myself. Current position. Go to the bridge. Okay. Where am I supposed to go? There we go. Yes. But no, and thank God for Resident Evil 7. Thank God for Resident Evil 8. Those are the Resident Evil games when the directors, and I hear the guy who originally directed Resident Evil is like leaving or something. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's like Jack Dorsey getting rid of Twitter. You don't know like if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like Elon Musk comes in, oh, he's Jesus Christ, he's gonna save all of us. Or, you know, oh, he's going to make things worse. I mean, that's how I feel about the director leaving Capcom. Is the same thing. Like, it's, I don't know. But I love the series, but thank God for Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8. As when the development team woke up and realized this is not what the fans want anymore. They want to return to the exchange of horror-oriented material. Thank God that happened. Even though Resident Evil 8 took it a little bit further to like the absurd and ridiculous, like vampires and werewolves, it was still just ridiculously good and fun and campy like the original was. The original was very campy. Like you can hold on to all that campiness. It's just when you get into that realm of like monsters with like these giant weird weapons, like these insane chainsaws that have like fucking flamethrowers on them and shit, I'm just like, this is not the game I want. Okay, I understand that, you know, you are effectively taking my nostalgia and turning it into what the new generation wants. That's fine and everything, but I think you're gonna have trouble selling that game. You're just gonna have trouble selling it. Honestly.